Hello, welcome to Benjamin Tree. Happy July, everybody. It's the first day of July, and today we're going to be learning how to count the number of workdays in a given time period. But before we start that, we're going to go over the simple equation that we use just to count the number of days between two dates. So we have a table here, and this area shows us the start and end date of every single month. So for this row, the start date is January 1st, and the end date is January 31st, all of the same year, 2016. So we're going to make a simple formula here. That's going to be equals to the end day, B3 for this row, minus the start day, A3 for this row. Now we get 30 for this because it's subtracting 31 minus 1, and that equals 30. It's not actually subtracting those two numbers, it's subtracting the serial dates for each date in there. So when you are just using this basic formula of end date minus start date, this is not including the first day of the dates that you are putting. So this is very simple to fix. So we're going to make the formula equals the end day, B3, minus the start date, A3, plus 1. That plus 1 is just adding the first day to the count. So here we get 31 days. So one more time, let's review that formula. So it's equal to the end day, B4 for this row, minus the start day, A4 for this row. Okay, so we get 28 for February, but again, that doesn't include the start day. To fix that, we have equal to the end day, B4, minus the start day, A4, plus 1. So now we get 29 days because there's 29 days in February for 2016. So we can just drag this and fill out the rest of the chart very easily. Okay, so what we want to do next is we want to count the number of working days. Okay, so here in this blue chart, I have all of the federal holidays in the United States. Over here, we're going to start calculating the first day and the last day, and we're going to be using a function called NETWORKDAYS. So, NETWORKDAY uses the start date, the end date, and there's an optional thing called holidays. So let's see how we use that. Okay, so let's start off with working days for the month of July for 2016, because today's July 1st. Yay. So we're going to hit equals, and we're going to type in NETWORKDAYS. Okay, the first thing it's asking for is the start date. So I have the start date over here for July 1st in the cell D2, and it's asking for the end date. I have it here for in E2 for July 31st. So what NETWORKDAYS is going to do is going to count all the days between these two periods that are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. These are work days. Okay, if it's a Saturday or Sunday, it's not going to count it. So we're going to close this out for now, and we're getting 21 work days. But let's remember over here we have an Independence Day, July 4th. And for a lot of people who work in offices or work at schools, that is not a work day. So we want to take that out. So NETWORKDAYS offers an extra thing called holidays. Okay, when we input a holiday, all we have to do is input all of the holidays in that year. Okay, and because we have this table set up, it becomes really easy to do. So let's try that again. So we're going to start with equals NETWORKDAYS. NETWORKDAYS, there we go. We're going to start off with our first day in cell D2. Then it's going to go to our last day in E2. Now we're going to put in the holidays. So all we have to do is put in all of the holidays right through here. So all of my holidays are listed in the date format between A2 and A12. So I put it in here. So now we get 20 days because when we didn't include the holidays, it took off. It had 21 days because it expected for the person to work Independence Day. But now we have 20 days because it's removed Independence Day from the holiday list. Now, Independence Day this year is on a Monday, but if it was on a Sunday, we would still have the same number of days because we're already off for Sunday. Okay, What we're going to do is let's take a look at the entire year. How many work days do we have for the entire year? So we can set it equal to NETWORKDAYS. Start day is D3, January 1st, 2016. The end day is E3, December 31st, 2016. And our holidays are in the range of A2 to A12. All of these dates here in the A column. So when we close it out, we have 251 work days. Now, these are just federal holidays that most companies will have off, but if your company or the place that you work has extra special days off, you can just add them to this list and make sure that those holidays are included in your range of the holidays that you put into the network days function. Now we're going to have practice. It's going to be very similar to just what we did. So using the function network days, find out how many working days there are in Korea for the month of July and how many working days are there in Korea for the entire year of 2016. Now you might look over here and say, whoa, that's a lot of holidays that they have, but that's not fair. But let me just let you know, after living in Korea for 7 years, a lot of people work Saturdays. A lot of people are forced to work overtime, so it's not uncommon for people to work 60 or 70 hours a week. So the government's trying to give them a lot of extra holidays to force people to get some time off. So you can do that by using the networking days function that we talked about today. And then when you finish, come down to the practice answer keys to check your answers or see if you're getting stuck. If you have any questions, please leave a comment on the YouTube page, the blog, or on our Facebook page. Thank you for using Benjamin Tree and have a wonderful July. Bye-bye.